Hi, it's Zinga from Yes Baby I Like It Raw. Hope everyone's doing well in the midst of a little bit of madness. So I wanted to do this quick video to talk about how you should be possibly making your purchases, meal planning, and things of that nature during this potential time of self-quarantining and produce and other things at the grocery store being at limited access. So this is my overhaul. It's not necessarily just for myself. I do have clients that still have me doing meal prepping on their behalf. But I want to talk about what I have for myself and them. And let's start first here. This is my Berkey water filter. A lot of times when there's a crisis, particularly living here in South Florida, people want to buy water, but it's actually not the best thing to buy economically or just in long-term shortages and things of that nature. So you want to try to get a water filter, and I'll put some information about this particular filter that I use. There are other filters in the market, but just in terms of long-term use and potential for shortages, you know that the water that's running out of your house is not likely to be cut off anytime soon, whereas as we've seen thus far, a lot of the grocery stores are running out of water just because everyone's packing up the water. So you want to grab yourself a water filter. So another thing that I've noticed going to the grocery stores and such is that a lot of people are not necessarily buying foods that are going to support them in terms of boosting their immune system. Yes, we definitely can take supplements. Don't forget the fact that our first medicine is the food that we eat. And so a lot of these vitamins that we're eating, they're being sourced from the fruits and vegetables that we could be consuming, and that's more effective when we're eating these things in their raw state instead of these isolated chemicals that they might be using to make these pharmaceuticals and nutraceuticals that we're using. So things that you want to be mindful of that are actually in season. Oh my goodness, orange! Great source of vitamin C. If you live in Florida or not, a lot of them are shipping. Their Florida oranges are in season right now, so not only can you have access to them, you can also get them at a great price. Mandarin oranges are another great source. You also can get your lemons. And then again, we could be eating a lot of fruits and vegetables. So lots of leafy greens, lots of salads. In terms of buying in bulk or for a possible lockdown, you want to consider avoiding canned foods and getting your dried beans and then cooking them in your pressure cooker or cooking them the normal way by soaking them overnight, which will reduce the cooking time, and then cooking them on the stove later on. So these are a few tips that I have. Oh, way more information. I'm running through this. Other things that you can get is your nuts. You can get your nuts and soak them to make awesome pâtés, or even your nut cheeses, particularly cashew favors that. There's lots of superfoods that you can also purchase. And with regards to nuts and superfoods, things like hemp seeds and almonds are a great way for you to make your plant-based milks. I'm going to share a recipe on how to make hemp seed milk in a few posts, so stay tuned to that. But just, take some time, slow down. Don't go shopping because you're panicking about the possibilities of what's going to happen. Take some time, make a list, and then make a list that makes sense. Other things that you can do, and I'll show you some things that we have outside of my front door and plant sitting right now, and it's working out really well, is gardening. A lot of the fruits and vegetables that I have right now are fruits and vegetables that have seeds, so then I can plant those seeds so I can have a future harvest, or I can actually sprout from them. So for instance, I have green onions. I'm not going to throw away the bottom of the stalk. What I'm going to do is soak this in water afterwards, and it's going to sprout a whole new set. And once it's good, I can put it in the ground. Same thing applies to carrots, beets, and onions. So there's a lot of things that we're purchasing over and over again that we can actually grow indoors or even possibly outdoors. Don't forget to have a green smoothie. I'll share some recipes as well. If you have any questions, post them below or send me an email at info@yesbabyilikeItRaw. As a matter of fact, you can find lots of recipes and information at my website, which is yesbabyilikeItRaw.com. Bye.